476 AD. The Roman emperor is a boy called Romulus Augustulus, and his power base is not in Rome, but in the city of Ravenna. However, he only is emperor for about 10 months because Odoacer, a Germanic chieftain and warlord, arrives at Ravenna with an army. It seems he was intending to kill Romulus Augustulus, but when he sees him as a boy, he sends him packing on his way back to his family. The last Western Roman emperor, then, didn't die in battle, he didn't die defending a city, he was sent home like a naughty schoolboy. And Odoacer basically deposes and finishes the Western Roman imperial title, and he becomes the first king of Italy. It's this event that's largely seen as the end of the Roman Empire, but I'm going to show to you that it isn't that easy or simple to come up with a date for the end of the Roman Empire.
Firstly, it's worth remembering I said Western Roman Emperor. Romulus Augustulus only ruled half the empire. Of course, there's a certain amount of sniffiness about the Eastern Roman Empire, partly because it ended up speaking Greek, but also because it became known as the Byzantine Empire, which was seen as a bit different and other to Europe. And of course, the Roman Empire, in a way, is the foundation of what we now consider as European standards and values. However, that is rather being dismissive of the achievements of the Eastern Roman Empire. And indeed, for generations to come, the emperors, such as Justinian, who almost reclaimed the entire empire under one name, actually spoke Latin and not Greek. This may be news to you and is a sign of the problem of the late Roman Empire. Most people think of the Roman Empire in its prime, pagan, one ruler, all the power emanating from Rome, but things change over the centuries, and the Roman Empire is no exception to that. As strange as it may sound, Rome, quite frankly, by the time it was sacked, was an irrelevance. The real power was emanating from Constantinople, and that had a clear link to the Roman Empire all the way up to the conquest by the Ottomans in 1453.
So if you're looking for an easy answer from me, I haven't got one. It depends on your point of view. Are you going to pick 402 AD, the year that Emperor Honorius said, I can't defend Rome anymore, we're moving the Roman capital city to Ravenna? That's a relatively reasonable date to have. Or maybe you're going to pick the sack of Rome, but which one? 410 AD, the one in the mid-5th century, or the one in the mid-6th century? If we're going to include the Byzantine Empire, are we going to cut off in the 7th century AD when it starts losing many of its lands to Islamic invaders? Or 1204 with the Fourth Crusade? 1453 with the final fall of Constantinople to the Ottoman Empire? But here's an interesting one, right at the end. With the fall of Constantinople in 1453, two new civilizations took on the title of Caesar, of emperor. One, surprisingly, was the Ottoman Empire. The other were the Tsars of Russia. Indeed, Tsar is the Russian for Caesar, and they didn't use that title prior to 1453. The Tsars lasted till about 1917. The Ottoman emperors lasted to 1922. And if you're thinking, that just doesn't feel very Roman, it's worth remembering that even if we're talking about a date as early as 410 AD or 420 AD, then those were very different civilizations. It was a Christian civilization. It was a civilization that had moved its capital city. It would have been a civilization familiar yet alien to, shall we say, the big guns of Roman history, someone like Julius Caesar or Caesar Augustus. So the final point isn't so much a statement, it's a question. What date would you choose?
If you like these videos, then do buy the books. They're the similar sort of fun vein of history. And of course, you can find @HistoryGems on Twitter, and it's also called @HistoryGems on Facebook for regular fun history updates.